Hindi biro ang mga sakripisyo na ginagawa natin sa mga mahal natin sa buhay. To a certain extent, minsan nakukuha nating i-let go ang mga bagay-bagay na para na lang para sa atin, sa kaligayahan natin, or sa mga dapat priority natin sa buhay, pero we are always willing to give it to other people, especially kapag mahal natin. Or kahit minsan, hindi naman natin mahal, pero importante sa buhay natin. This episode is for you. Namaskaram. Namaskaram, namaste, or namaskar is a Hindu greeting that says, the light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you, or the God in me sees and acknowledges the God in you. My name again is Marky Mendoza, and welcome to Reiki with Marky and yet another meaningful episode here in our YouTube channel. Now, in today's episode here with Reiki with Marky, it's finally going to be very meaningful, even more, because one of our subscriber and avid follower and listener of the Reiki with Marky YouTube channel ay nag-send sa atin ng konting tulong to seek advice and guidance, and tatawagin natin ang mga episode na to na Dear Marky. Without further ado, let's go! So sabi ko nga, in our new episode for today, finally, we've been asking many of our viewers and subscribers to really pour their hearts out if they are experiencing some personal dealings in their lives na kailangan nila ng guidance and wisdom ni Reiki with Marky. And finally, we are honored to have one of our avid viewers to send that kind of message and para matulungan din natin. And as you can see, we also have a very different venue right now. So I picked, this is actually yung balcony ng condo namin, ng partner ko. And I picked this because this is a personal space for me and my partner wherein we have all of our lovely plants. And sa susunod na episode na next Dear Marky natin, yung kabilang side naman, kasi dalawang side yan. So I'll give you a little tour para din makita nyo na how we take care of our own personal plants. But why did I choose this spot for this episode, for Dear Marky's pilot episode? Because this place is something that we have cultivated for love. This place is really a place wherein we love hanging out because we feel the love, most especially because there are many plants, important plants that play a very vital role in our lives as well. So ngayon naman, kaya ako napili to because I'm also going to give an unbiased and a well-balanced advice sa ating first na viewer na nangangailangan ng advice ni Reiki with Marky. So without further ado, babasahin ko na yung ating letter from our subscriber. And of course, as I always promised, your identity will always be honored. We will always protect your identity. Ang mahalaga talaga ay tulungan namin kayo. So, here we go. Dear Marky, I am a YouTube subscriber and a follower here in IG or Instagram. I live here with my husband, a 2-year-old baby, and my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was diagnosed with dementia and major depression. She's now 67, and most of the time, she's so makulit and I can't argue with her because if I do, tantrums and violence would follow. Every day, I'm living with worries and anxiety because of her. When I wake up in the morning, I'm always thinking what her mood is so I would know how to approach her. I must admit, I don't like to be with her every day, even if I know it's the disease that caused her attitude. But it's really draining. Even my husband is tired of her anymore. I also have my 2-year-old that I should pay attention to, but my attention is always with my mother-in-law. Every morning when I wake up, I don't like to see her. But what can I do? I'm living with her. What advice would you give me, Marky, so I would wake up every day with a positive mind and peace of mind? Okay. I know in these situations, it is always very good to understand first and foremost when we're going to tackle or we're going to find an unbiased and a very well-balanced na advice to all of our viewers with these situations. May you be coming from this similar situation or a little similar, or ano ba ang pwede nating mga underlying situation here. We are also, in Filipino, we call this pakikisama, or it's a time wherein we need to get along with each other from everybody else in our household to live harmoniously, to live peacefully. But not every household will have that kind of environment. No matter how the situation unfolds in your lives, meron tayong mga personal dealings at home that may always shake us individually and as a family or as a whole. Now, in this particular situation, ang maipapayo ng Dear Marky sa inyo is that I want you to know, first of all, it is always best for us to understand first why we are doing this. So first of all, when we also look at it this way, para tayo nag-goal setting. Okay? So it's easy to set a goal or it's easy to achieve the goal kung alam natin bakit natin to ginagawa. So first of all, we have to also understand why you are doing this. So there is a commercial that always says this, yung para kanino ka gumigising. Or when we look at the underlying question there is that why would you feel this motivation for you to feel this, for you to do this? You have to also understand why. Mas magiging klaro yung motivation mo kapag alam mo kung bakit kailangan mo siyang gawin. And in this case, I know she is your mother-in-law, but you have to understand as well that the reason why you are being very patient, still being very loving, still on your own end, you feel like you are giving more than what is expected of you. Why? Because this is something that your husband has a very huge, important bearing when it comes to love. It's your husband's mother. And when we talk about the family of our loved ones, di ba, commonly we would always say, kung sino yung mahal ng mahal natin, mahal na rin natin. So let us start there. You are doing this because primarily, importante ito sa buhay ng asawa mo. And for that, kung sino man ang mahal ng asawa ko, I'm sure you are also committed to give the same exact love, to feel the same exact love. And because you are also one with your husband. So that's number one. Number two, I want you to know that when we already know our whys, kapag alam na natin kung bakit natin ginagawa, it's also good to understand, to be very, very realistic as well. Let's be realistic. Nasabi mo nga siya kanina she has dementia. O kaya, everything that you're experiencing right now is not because trip-trip lang. Hindi siya because wala lang siya magawa in a day, she decided to feel this, to do this, and to do that. Merong sitwasyon that allows her to be who she is right now. Now, this is not an easy task, first of all, because the kind of patience that is required of you and the kind of patience that is needed of you are two different things. Iba yung kailangan lang versus kung ano lang capacity ang meron ka. So you have to understand that you are doing this because you are also coming from which place? You are coming from a place of love. You are coming from a place of concern. Why? Babalik din natin yun sa why. Because nga, ito ay mahal ng iyong asawa. Meron din siyang underlying situation. So those two things, when you put together, dun pa lang magiging klaro na yung motivation mo to keep doing what you're doing. To keep expanding your own patience and your love as well. Now that we know those two major things that are very, very evident, it can spark that motivation for you to keep expanding your patience even more. Pero dadagdagan pa natin. So now na alam na natin na kung bakit natin siya gagawin and kung bakit meron din tayong underlying na very obvious naman na reality about the situation, meron talaga siyang condition. Meron siyang condition in the body that allows her to not be her usual self. So once our realities are set, I want you to go back to this every time you feel the challenge. I want you to feel that you are doing this because you are also coming from a place wherein I'm sure pag dumating yung situation na we're going to weigh things, lagi mong tinatanong sa sarili mo, kung ito ba ay mangyari sa akin, gusto ko rin ba to be treated as such? Gusto ko ba, kung halimbawa mawala ako sa sarili ko, people would treat me still with so much love, with so much concern? naaalagaan ka pa rin, rerespetuhin ka pa din, iintindihin ka pa din. I'm pretty sure if you are in the same shoes, gusto mo rin na ibigay sa'yo yung treatment na binibigay mo sa'yo. So first of all, you are a very loving person. And you are just doing this because after all, naiintindihan mo, I'm sure naiintindihan mo na somehow you may not necessarily grasp how it is to be in that condition. I'm sure a part of your heart understands na hindi mo rin siya gugustuhin to happen sa sarili mo. Now, truthfully, even if hindi ikaw yung nasa ganyan situation, you just seeing how it is in front of you, nagkakaroon ka na ng idea how challenging it is. And imagine, she may be reacting to certain things, she may be doing certain things, pero meron bang complete awareness? Meron ba siyang total control? Wala. Now imagine, when you do things na meron kang control, meron kang awareness, and you have a choice to do it or to not do it, you know how it feels. Pero what if you are in a situation na hindi mo alam how to respond because wala kang control? Kumbaga sa muang, hindi ka aware, wala kang muang, hindi mo naiintindihan because maybe on your own self, you feel normal. Or maybe on your own self, you feel like there's really nothing that you're doing, but everybody else around you feels that. These certain realities na binigay ko sa'yo will keep your feet on the ground because again, one thing is for sure, if you've been listening and since you've been listening to our YouTube channel for a long time, the law of resonance will always apply. So when we talk about the law of resonance, it's the law of karma, it's the law of attraction. Kung anong ibibigay mo, siya rin ang babalik sa'yo. So do trust. I'm not saying na magkakasakit ka in the future. I'm not saying that something bad will happen to you. But all I'm saying is that as you give this so much love today, trust na yan at yan lang din ang ibibigay sa'yo ng Diyos. All the situations around you in the future, most especially, or maybe sooner than later, when you are gonna be the ones who will be needing that kind of love, that kind of respect, that kind of patience and attention, since yun ang binibigay mo, for sure, yan at yan lang din ang ibabalik sa'yo ng Diyos. And even the people around you. Why? Kasi nakikita nila sa'yo. So may say, these simple things to remind you will always be your guiding principle. Every time na you feel like, medyo nauubos yung pasensya ko, medyo nauubos yung love ko for today, medyo talagang na-challenge at na-shake ako, those three things na minention ko will keep your feet on the ground so that you will keep telling yourself, okay, hindi madali, pero hindi din imposible. Mahirap lang, pero kayang-kayang gawin. These are the things that I want you to keep embodying. Now, because Reiki with Marky will never be biased, I also want you to have times that you also have to honor yourself. There will be times that it's gonna be too hard to bear all this. And I really want you to always be honest with your husband. Your husband also plays a big role in the give and take situation. After all, I'm pretty sure taking care of a 2-year-old kid is not an easy task. And I see that every time. I see it everywhere. It's not an easy task. And aside from caring for your mother-in-law, you have a baby that also needs a lot of care, a lot of love, and a lot of attention as well. So it will also help to take turns. It will also help to really have that solid communication with your husband na when these are the situations, kung halimbawa, kung sino sa inyo ang may mas mahabang pasensya for today and then let the person take care of it, kapag medyo nauubos lang, then let the other person take care of it. Tulungan. It also is a very good way for you to also allow yourself to rest and recover. To really just pause, but to not stop. Just pause and to allow yourself to be full again by doing the things that you know can help. You can pause, take care of the baby, rest, or maybe have a quick walk outside na naka-face mask, face shield, alam nyo na. And you know what? Regardless of no matter how you will have your own me time or your time to recharge, do it and honor it. But at the same time, also be honest kasi ang importante sa bawat relasyon is the communication. Ang importante sa bawat relasyon is how you will stay very truthful, honest, para mas matulungan yung isa't isa. Now, you may feel like you're going through this alone because most of the time, you may be the ones experiencing and experiencing this firsthand and maybe ikaw talaga yung nag-aalaga, maybe ikaw talaga yung tututok. Hayaan mo. Hayaan mo lang because this is again something that would be very beneficial for you in the future energetically. Blessings will come, but pag dumating yung time na kailangan natin magsalitan and then honor that. And do this over and over. I want you to constantly communicate with your husband and to not lie or to keep it inside na parang sasabihin mo halimbawa, I'm okay kung hindi. O kaya you're gonna say na, okay pa, maraming pampasensya kung hindi. Why? Because lalabas at lalabas yan. The least thing you would want to happen is for this situation to be a cause of the disappointments and heartbreak, or at least it can create different ripples of energies in the family. Why? Kasi hindi na pag-uusapan. Why? Kasi hindi ito napapaplano strategically. And I'm telling you, treat this as another goal. A goal that needs planning, a goal that needs a thorough understanding, a goal that we need to be very successful at, na magagawa lang with proper teamwork. I want you to know that lahat ng efforts mo, hindi yan papalampasin ng Diyos. Lahat ng love na binigay mo, lahat ng effort na binigay mo, lahat ng pagmamahal na binigay mo, alam na alam niya ng Diyos. And hindi siya nakakalimot. Darating at darating yung time na ikaw naman ang mangangailangan ng ganitong klaseng love. And I'm telling you, isang hiling mo lang, yan ay pagbibigyan. Now, you are doing very well. Tandaan mo, you are doing this because maraming pagmamahal sa'yo. And truthfully, and this is me honestly saying, hindi lahat kayang ibigay ang naibibigay mo. So, hands off. Hands up ba to? Hands up. Hands off. Sorry, parang we are very much honored to meet someone who has a dedication like yours. Hindi madali, pero ginagawa mo. Hindi man ito sobrang magaan dalhin, pero nagagawa mo. So, I honor you. Now, I want you na as you go through this, as habang pinanonood mo ito, trust that you are also meant to go through this because may plano ang Diyos sa'yo. Someone out there is in the same situation na hindi niya alam kung paano niya din gagawin to honor herself or himself or to really become very resilient. So when you follow the tips that I've given you and you're able to rise above from it, you will become everybody else's inspiration. And your story will help many people. Sa mga nakaka-relate din sa story nito, tandaan ninyo na lahat ng pagmamahal nyo ay may kapalit, ay may suklit. And that is it for our episode for today. If you like this episode, Dear Marky, do not forget to give it a good thumbs up. And also, if you have anything that you would want to share, any personal dealing, naka-flash naman sa screen natin ang email address. Or you may contact us in our social media accounts para yung unang sender natin ng Dear Marky. We will feature you in our upcoming episodes and we will definitely honor and respect your identity. Ang mahalaga ay matulungan namin kayo. And this has been Marky Mendoza again, giving this perfect opportunity, sharing you my view, my plans. Looking forward to our next episode, more meaningful episodes, more meaningful content para lagi kayo makakatulong. And this is again Marky na laging magpapaalala. And kahit to sa ating nagpadala ng ating first Dear Marky episode, keep trusting the process. Namaskaram.